Today, in this contemporary society, which is driving much more in industrialization, the society or an organization requires a soul to soul communicators, a transformational leaders that is needed the hour for this country, specifically India. Ideas about leadership have changed considerably in recent years in the context of organizations. Employees are better educated and more particular, articulate, and demanding. The traditional hire and fire policy is not at all relevant as on today. Above all, most important middle class management, that middle tier management, plays a vital role in building an organization or in achieving a goal. Mere disciplinary action and firefighting can no longer be practiced with success. Leaders have to redefine their roles. They have to be change agents by the application of advanced technology, knowledge, and skills of behavioral sciences also. Here, I would like to emphasize the leaders. They must be in touch with more humanities because they are dealing highly educated, technically competent people with sensitive hearts. A leader must be a sociologist, a leader must be a psychologist, he must know all these things and he must evolve a balanced leadership style according to the tunes of the modern day world. There needs be much more involvement and participation at workplaces, leading to productivity, profitability, and quality of work of life. Everyone recognizes that fact. To achieve an end, organizations should have leaders and managers who are different from the traditional style of people. Indeed, every kind of working enterprise has acknowledged that it needs better leadership at all levels. These leadership have to be force multipliers. I emphasize this word force multipliers. The leadership style and the leadership function of a modern era, they must act as force multipliers to the organization in order to move the organization with all speed and velocity. The traditional concept of leadership is to ensure that tasks are planned by the managers alone. This is not at all relevant. Everywhere, at every hierarchical level, at every stage, there must be participation by the people who are involved in that particularly specific task. It depends upon mainly the legitimate allowing the people to pursue and persuade the employees to participate and let them feel that they have a say, that they also had participated in building a very big organization. They explain what is required for them and required for the project or any task which is entrusted. The companies will receive, if they fulfill these requirements, that what negative consequence they will face if they do not carry them out. The leader gets things done by fulfilling promise of recognition, pay increase and advancement for employees perform well. On the other hand, employees who do not give the desired output are penalized. This promise for good performance or threat and indiscipline for poor performance characterizes effective leadership. That is where the leader must have the discerning intellectual capacity and the discerning intellectual orientation in order to lead the team without any imbalance or disharmony. This kind of leadership, which is based on transactions between managers and employees, is transactional leadership, and this mere transactional leadership will not help the organization to reach the commanding heights. So passive management by exception is being relied on heavily here. When procedures are not followed, when tasks are not performed as per the targets set, the managers intervene. Disciplinary procedures are followed, but always we must remember only disciplinary procedures cannot lead the team to reach the task in a very constructive and able manner. The effect of these rewards and punishments depends upon one important considerations, whether the leaders have control of the rewards or punishment, and if the employees want the rewards for the fear or punishments for the indiscipline. They must know that leadership is doing this only with a good intention of guiding them, but not any malified intention in their brains. They must have that confidence, that confidence building up is the major trait of a transformation leadership. Here we would like to discuss mainly how a transformational leader is a requirement, is a need, is a necessity to the organization and in general to the society. A transformational leadership lies the greater extent results in superior leadership performance. This is possible when managers consider the interests of the employees, broaden and elevate them. They have to increase an awareness among the subordinates that the organization is of supreme importance. They have to generate the concept of acceptance of the purpose and mission of the group. If the mission and the purpose are accepted, that itself will act as a driving force for the middle leadership or lower leadership or top leadership to work with all passion for the purpose of the project. They have to give the transformation leader gives a charismatic power and the discipline that employs through that, and the employees will ever feel that they are always that the top leaders are always discipline oriented or fault finding mannered people. A series of surveys clearly show evidence that made forth following characteristics with respect to transformational leaders. A transformational leader provides a vision, mission, instills pride, respect, and trust by the charismatic leadership, gives inspiration, communications, important purpose, promotes intelligence, rationality, and careful problem solving by intellectual stimulation. Here I repeat with all emphasis the word that intellectual stimulation has to be done by the transformational leader. Always the intellectual capacity is hidden with his peers or the subordinates, that it has to be unraveled out and they must be given enough of intellectual stimulation to translate their ideas into working methods and help the management or the transformational leader for the line of the correct leadership to the organization. The transformational leaders are always different. They are soul firers. They can move the soul. They can communicate soul to soul, and the relationship with their superiors or peers or any other, they will make everlasting contribution to the organization. Moreover, the subordinates developed by the transformational leaders put extra efforts on behalf of the latter. Lastly, these transformational leaders have tolerance of mistakes. This is very, very important in an organization because every human tend to commit a mistake. There, the heart of the transformation leader must be in a position to absorb it with all good-heartedness. The transformational leaders shall have tolerance of mistakes, are forward-looking strongly, believe in a team, work and practice more equality. The unique features of these transformational leaders to wrap up found in their conceptualization of the direction. Very, very important point is this conceptualization of the direction. The vision for the farthest future of their organization and the way and means of realizing it. They will have the capacity to frame out plans that succeed, which will be successful. Drawing out people and in creating teams to satisfy basic and often unfilled needs, they have the faculty to persuade others to be in the face of all difficulties. Even at the odd level of a phase of work, the transformational leader can lead his team without any hesitation, operating an emotional and spiritual resources that is values, commitment, and aspirations. This is the most important faculty or capability the transformational leader shall have, the operating on emotional and spiritual resources that is values and commitment and aspirations. These transformational leaders are referred to as souls of the fire, souls of fire, coping with change in their organizations, steering it towards extraordinary achievements. In that mission, they have the qualities of courage, that desire to carry the colleagues along the burning zeal to learn and share the learning with others, and in the process ignite a passion for excellence befitting the souls of fire. Once again, I emphasize these words: a burning zeal, instigating or giving intellectual stimulus to the colleagues and peers, learn and share their learning with others, and in that process ignite passion for excellence befitting the souls of fire. In a recent day, in a recent study conducted by several agencies, institutes, they say the need of the hour, whether it is for a big organization or a small organization, and in general to the society as a whole, is the role of transformational leaders. The role of the top management has to be played in a correct way in pooling, in, in picking up several individuals and transforming them into transformational leaders. That is the job of the CEO, which is normally expected in a bigger organization or a very smaller organization. Picking the people, finding out their talent, training them to become transformational leaders, and give them independence and inculcate in them the idea of transformational leadership, and the allowing these transformational leaders to act independently for building another transformational leaders group. And that process of creating transformational leaders from top to bottom is the key, is the necessity, is the need of the hour, whether it is to a good organization or to the society in general. Thank you very much.